let's just get going on it. Why not? Maybe we can add a bit of this green for no particular reason, other than I just see it and then we can add it. Why not? We're just kind of doing whatevs. Whatever. And the goal is to kind of, we're going to work on it more. We're going to build up more layers to this. So it's kind of okay if we just start from a weird place. Because we'll make it less weird later, I guess. I don't know. Stop being so weird. This is still kind of like the color that I'm mixing right now still seems very closely connected to what you're seeing here in the gray. It's just kind of like a creamy, greeny color. Well, let's go. Let's go. Also, there might be some dust. Let's get the dust off. And yeah, let's just go. The helmet, I'm thinking, can be like a more brighter, whitish color. But we'll start off with this, and then we'll kind of work our way up to a whitish color. But the padding, I think, can also be this color too. The funny thing is, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to use this pilot model in terms of like displaying it, because I do have other plans. I'm thinking about buying a resin kit. You can buy resin kits for pilot models in Maschinen Kriegerr. Basically waifus. You can get some waifu models for Maschinen Kriegerr, believe it or not. So I'm thinking about getting one, but we'll see. Because you can display the mech suit kind of like in an opened up style, and so you can have the pilot exposed coming out. Retrofuturism waifus, exactly. Yeah, they look really neat, and I believe they are intended for Maschinen Kriegerr. They might be made by like a different company, but they're yeah, it's officially licensed or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting. The world of Maschinen Kriegerr is very, like, it's not too different from Gunpla in the sense that like you can do anything with Gunpla, right? You've seen damn near everything with Gunpla. People have made pink kits, they've made like bedazzled kits, they've made, you know, they've turned them into dragons, all sorts of things, and it's not too different than from Maschinen Kriegerr, where yeah, people have done a lot of different stuff with Maschinen Kriegerr that have leaned into the retrofuturism, leaned into like the brutal sort of war aesthetics of it, all sorts of different stuff. I find that really interesting. And I haven't really considered what approach I'm going to have, other than I'm just kind of having fun painting it and just seeing where it takes me, I guess. I've only ever painted one Maschinen Kriegerr kit in the past, if you want to call it that. I've only painted one, which is to say those smaller 1/35 scale models. I built and painted two of them. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm all too experienced in it, but I really do enjoy the aesthetics of it, and I'm definitely going to get more in the future. It's more of a matter of availability if I want to pick it up locally, you know. It's a bit tricky finding places that sell them. And yeah, as you can see, guys, this is very thin paint. And it looks patchy, right? It looks patchy. But we're just going to let that dry, and then we'll come back to it and add another layer. The goal here is not to create a high contrast difference between these colors that I'm putting on. it's more like they're kind of like tonally very close, right? Like this gray and then this kind of bleached bone kind of color. It's not creating a big contrast, and I think that's what we want. Instead, we're gonna get to the contrast by like creating some shading and tones. I've done some shading already, as you can see. But we could go more pronounced. We can make that a lot more pronounced if we really want to go that way. And I did have it in mind that that the pilot and the interior of this suit was going to be much more clean in contrast to the dark and dirty exterior of this model. But this is actually something that would have been really interesting to try a contrast paint for. I still have yet to try out contrast paints. This might have been a good subject matter to try that, but I wasn't actually thinking about it at the time. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. The straps here. I mixed up a lot of this paint, so we're gonna have to use it. Got some on the fingers there. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned retrofuturism, because I was looking up some images of like early pilot like spacesuits and stuff. You know, early NASA spacesuits, early Russian program spacesuits, as a point of reference for this. I think a lot of color schemes that we've seen when you look up Maschinen Kriegerr pilots and stuff, they kind of go for like the military World War II aesthetic. But something about this kind of spoke to me as far as painting it in a more kind of, yeah, retrofuturism, space, early days of NASA kind of thing. You can see how this handle is quite useful, right? You can see how this handle is actually quite useful for painting. So I'm not directly touching the model, and you know, you could just simply handle the model by holding the base, but even just holding the base, you know, it's kind of like an imbalance thing. You're kind of pinching a base, and the weight distribution is off. If you have it affixed in this way, it's just a lot more convenient to handle and work with. So that's an easy recommend for those of you out there. You can see I'm even holding it upside down now. Now, because I've painted the rest of the model, the entirety of the model, and now I'm kind of going back and adding this color, we can use some of the underlying paint that I already did as a bit of the groundwork, you know? We don't have to completely paint over some of these areas. If we maintain like this very thin paint, and we kind of leave certain areas, and then add more paint to the higher highlighted areas, that's kind of like the shading done for us. Real Cheney, any tips for blackwashing with a brush, not airbrush? Started a new Gundam the other day and feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. So when you say blackwashing, do you mean like applying like a thinner panel liner? Are you referring to like panel lining the model? What exactly, can you kind of elaborate on what you mean by blackwashing? Just so that we're on the same page here. These terms can mean different things to different people. All right. And I think it's time to go in with a thinner brush. We do need to get more of a solid paint job on the helmet here, so we'll do that. We'll do that now. And again, we can kind of rely on the shading that has already kind of naturally happening. And we can kind of focus on the uppermost layers. And I think we're going to kind of bring this up to a more white color. Sorry. You look natural working at 1/20th. It's yeah, it's interesting. It's really neat because you know, it does remind me of just painting. You know, like painting on canvas, that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, when I was in college, like one of the very first days of painting class in college, I'm painting away, and again, we're painting like a nude figure, we're painting a naked lady, and my instructor comes by and he's like, where did you paint? Where did you learn how to paint? You know, I'm straight out of high school, right? So I didn't really learn how to paint anywhere other than in high school. It's like, who taught you? What school did you belong to? And I was like, I don't know. I just went to a normal high school. Who taught you how to paint? But in the back of my mind, what I really wanted to say was, I learned how to paint from painting Warhammer. I learned how to paint from painting little elves and goblins and dragons. Because yeah, really, that taught me a lot. That taught me a lot in terms of learning how to place highlights, learning how to paint and draw the human figure. Spanish speakers hearing the title of the movie. Real Cheney. I bought the Vallejo black wash. It's for airbrush. Even though it's for airbrush, it will still work for painting by hand. It's not a big deal. It's just a matter of it being thinned down. It's like, it's going to be quite thin for that purpose. But that should be actually pretty fine, because you want thin for what you're intending to use it for. Carmi, smelly. Hold on. See that? Thank you for your opinion. Thank you for your opinion. It's probably too small to see, guys, but thank you for your opinion. So this is, we're still using the very same color, but because it's so thinned down, we can continually use it in a smaller and smaller area, and that will create like its highlight. We don't have to actually add more white. We don't actually have to add a lighter color, because it's already kind of getting lighter and lighter because of the smaller and smaller, or the more layers that we're applying it to. Diablo after work, nice. I might get mine later tonight or tomorrow. We shall see. Get that Diabler. I actually thought that the end game in Diablo 3 was quite good, after they had patched it and created like the seasonal content and stuff. Yeah, it was actually pretty fun. I've never tried the whole, like, what do they call it? Like, hardcore single death mode or whatever they call it. I've never tried that. Too much of a wimp. Where your character just die. Like, if you die, then the character save is deleted. You tried it once? Oh shit, how did that go? Also, if you look, guys, I'm not really trying to create like really straight kind of lines. I'm kind of like skipping across and kind of doing like a regular dotting as we kind of create those highlights. Because again, it's a matter of making it looking more natural. And I feel like that just looks a little more natural if we do it like that. Viper, I thought it ended at 3, now I'm interested in the new story for 4. Yeah. The story was actually, it seems like it could be interesting in 4. Possibly. I always end up not really caring, and so I was playing with Carmi on last Saturday. She was helping me get to level 20, and I was just skipping the storylines. I was just skipping the story. I'm like, yeah. I'll pay attention when the full game comes out. Whatever. But it does seem interesting. And the way it's presented, very, very good. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much. I was like, man, I don't know about this. Is this gonna be good? Will I care? And yeah, it turns out it's shaping up. Now I think I'm going to have to add some more bleach bone and some white. The opening cutscene, yeah. This is the type of thing that you can definitely just work on continually until it feels right. Now, there's a matter of the helmet where we kind of have to make it look clean, sort of make that distinction between the helmet and the skin. We kind of have to clean that up. So this is going to be a bit more precise right here. And I'm going to take off my glasses actually to do this. Okay, yeah, see, just trying to clean up that like line, the part where the helmet and the face meet, try and clean it up. I think I have a 1/16 scale historical model as well. It's like a Athenian soldier or something. That'll be interesting to paint. Never painted a historical miniature before, especially at that scale. I have a tank model. I definitely have some plans for the tank model as well. I don't think I'll leave it as a tank. I built this Meng World War II's tank, but I think we might do a custom build on that. We'll do something funky. One of those simmer down now kind of kind of moments. Ooh, that's looking really nice now. Now that we've kind of cleaned it up over there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. That looks good. Now we have to get the top of the helmet. The paint looks dry over there, so we can go back in. And now we also want to work on the highlights more, but let's just get this helmet. The helmet is going to be more white at the end of It's been so many years since I've been to Anime North, dude. So many freaking years. I remember the old days. I remember the old days of Anime North. I don't know if it's like this anymore, but they would have these viewing rooms for shows, right? Like different shows. And you would just walk into one. I would just walk into random rooms and just poke my head in and see. But some of them weren't even conference rooms, because Anime North, at least at the time, it took place in a hotel, right? But it was like the whole hotel was basically consumed by Anime North, right? So everything was Anime North now. And I would just be walking up and down the halls, different floors, and there would be a sign saying like showing this and that anime. I'm like, all right, let me just pop my head in here. And there would be like 4 dudes just like huddled in front of a TV watching whatever anime it might be. And then I'd be like, cool, I'm out of here. Like, what's that Simpsons gif of like the walking in and walking out? I'm like, neat. All right, have fun, guys. And you know, there'd be like, because it wouldn't even be a conference room. Some of them would be like a frickin' room, like a hotel room. There would be like the sink and the toilet, and it just was weird. It was a weird vibe. And then, and I'm walking, I'm going, checking out all these rooms, just poking my head in and then leaving. And then there was like some kind of hentai. I swear to God, there was some kind of hentai. I don't even know what it was. But again, I just poked my head in, and there was just like, it was just the bad vibes, you know. Like I said, it's just a weird vibe. Just, you know, 3-4 guys huddled in front of a TV watching some kind of hentai thing, and I was like, all right, cool. Catch you later, guys. Have fun with that. Just kidding. I pulled up a chair and was like, yeah, let me watch this shit. Carmi to Joe. I'm trying to get some unique goods together to say. Oh, that's nice. Hot sauces, chips, and seasonings. Joe to Carmi. I work at the store Saturday, so I'm trying to not get a shitty box to send your stuff in. Louisiana coffee. Ah, the Raider. Yes. Yeah, that's a big ass box. I mean, it's a perfect master grade, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're slowly building up the layers, as you can see. And we're leaving the underlying layers, that like underlying gray, to come through. And we're just sort of building it up, building it up. And that's how we do it. Now we'll probably add a lot more white. We'll probably add a lot more white to this to be like the more kind of heavy contrast. Because this is very subtle at this point. Oh yeah, got these legs here, these kneecaps. Gotta paint those. As you can see, guys, I'm using this brush almost exclusively, and I really do enjoy this brush. This is like a lettering brush. It's really intended for like painting signs, you know. But I like it because it comes to a pretty nice tip, a nice point, and because it's so long, it holds a lot of paint. It holds a lot of paint, so I can just keep on going and going. I like that. And because it's so long, you don't run the risk of paint getting into the ferrule. I've talked about that before, of paint getting into like the closer to the metallic base of the brush. That's when you have issues. That's when you start to have issues with your paintbrush starting to split and stuff like that. It's because the paint has been getting into the ferrule. So you don't really run that risk. Ipo, I ordered something recently that you might be interested in. Let me see what I might be interested in. Let me see. You think you know me, Carmi. Oh, that is pretty interesting. Snail shell, black tactical hooded cape. Ooh la la. That's pretty cool, Carmi. I like. You do know me. Do you have a model in mind for that? Very cool. Okay, yes, it is time. Why did I say it that way? It is time. It is time to do a higher highlight, but then I noticed that these straps here have not been painted. He's got these straps that cradle his butt cheek, as you can see. These straps kind of cradle and provide definition to his buttocks. And we gotta do that. You have to do it. You know what, guys? I really do recommend trying out a Maschinen Kriegerr kit. This one is from Hasegawa, I believe. Is it from Hasegawa? Let me double check. This one, because there's multiple manufacturers of Maschinen Kriegerr kits over the years. And this one comes with a pilot. It actually comes with 2 pilot models, which is pretty awesome. One pilot model for like actually putting inside the suit itself, and another one that you can kind of have standing outside of it, which is this one. I think that's actually really awesome. In addition to the build itself, it's a very different experience from building Gunpla as well, just because there's no... It's not a click fit, push to fit kit. You are pretty much left to your own devices. You're gonna have to get in there with some glue. But it's not so hard that you're gonna like have a bad time. It's just different. So if you're the type of person that has been building Gunpla for a good long while, I think it might be interesting to try one of these kits. And again, this just because it's a really different experience, but not too different. Same, but different. Carmi, not quite yet. Just checking, collecting as I go. These things get... Yeah, that's a good point, Carmi. It's a good point. I'm the type of person that thinks about things for too long, and then by the time I actually say, like, I'm gonna buy it, it's gone. It's happened to me many, many times already in this hobby, where I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to buy it. I'll think about it. And then by the time it's like, okay, let's do it. I'm gonna buy it. It's gone. So yeah. I know it. I'm thinking that the straps that come right down to the wrist also need to be colored the same, so we'll do that. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today on this Thursday. You guys made a choice. You could have done anything. There's so many people on twitch.tv. But you decided to hang out with me today, and I really do appreciate it. I see. Trying to make sense of the details here. I think it might be neat kind of painting like insignia marks or using some decals on the figure itself. I think that might be cool. I binge buy. Yeah. But in a sense, it like makes sense, right? Because, yeah, it might be gone. And then you're just like me. Just like shit out of luck. Viper same, stays in the cart for a long time before purchasing, yeah. So that place that I was talking about, Argama Hobby, last year they had arcade cabinet model kits. I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but it's like Street Fighter model kits, a model kit of a Street Fighter Japanese cabinet, like that, right? And some other ones like Persona, possibly Virtua Fighter. And I was like, maybe. I want it. I'll think about it. Let me think about it. And I basically said that for an entire year. And then I checked again. Finally, I was like, okay, let's get this shit. Finally, let's get it. It was gone. I mean, it's a good thing in the sense that I, like I saved myself some money. And, you know, I don't have to buy everything, but I kind of really wanted that. So now I'm like, when is this an opportunity to get this gonna happen again? I'm definitely gonna get it. The other thing I'm kind of looking for is a hard graph model kit. You guys ever hear about that? The Gunpla hard graph kits. One has recently gone back into circulation. They reprinted it. It's the kit that comes with a Zaku and a number of little vehicles like tanks and stuff. That's it says HG, but it stands for hard graph. It is HG scale, you know, like 1 in 144 scale. But then they made like other hard graph kits that are 1 in 32 scale. Yeah, they're nice. I really want one. That's something where it's unlikely. I don't know if I'll ever see one again. Like, I don't know if they'll ever reprint them. So I might have to like go on the secondary market and actually shell out some dough for one. Which is like, I'm not too crazy about that, but I mean, how often am I gonna see it, right? There's one that comes with Ramba Rao. A 1 in 35th scale Ramba Rao? And I need that in my life. I need a 1 in 35th scale Ramba Rao in my life. And possibly his waifu too? I think it comes with his waifu. So here we are. And there needs to be much more contrast. We definitely need to have a lot more contrast. But I think that one thing that'll look really nice is if we start to bring out that white, the white helmet that I was talking about. We start to kind of build up towards that, and I think we'll do that now. Carmi, I like hanging out with Eva. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it, Carmi. Flattery will get you everywhere. Hold up. I have a gloss paint. Where it be? I have a gloss medium. Yeah, this is definitely looking like something. One thing that I'm a little concerned about is just how subtle everything is. I feel like I'm not really sure what the strat is when you're working at this scale, because like in the world of Warhammer, you definitely want a lot of contrast. I don't know, when you're painting things that are bigger, I guess you'd still want some contrast, I just don't know how much. But that's why I'm kind of doing it a little bit at a time. Very subtle. You could probably see it in some photography, like if I take some photographs of this, you'll probably see it. But on stream, it's probably far too blown out. Yeah, that's why I kind of like to work like in just very slight layers, a little bit at a time. Definitely gotta relax the grip too. I have a tendency to hold the brush way too like firm, so I'm trying to relax my grip or change my grip so that my hand isn't like a frickin' claw. Even when I'm drawing and stuff, I have a tendency to put my pencil in a death grip. Like, this is about as bright as I'd want to go for this. And I'm just kind of picking out some areas. As you can see, just skipping the brush across. And it just feels a little more natural, as I said. And yeah, that's the other thing that I've kind of learned about painting in ever since coming back to the hobby is like, it's not just a matter of like painting and like getting like applying the paint and then just having that be done, and then the next layer is the highlight and you're layering it on, brushing it on. You kind of have to think about like describing the surface detail, and you're kind of like drawing in a sense on the surface of the model and trying to describe the details, sometimes the details that aren't even present. You're gonna have to be the one to get that across, and that's something that I've been trying to do more with my work. Yes, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Let's take a look. Let's assess what we've done thus far. Definitely need more like contrast, I think. We're gonna have to find some way somehow to really kind of put a little more dark areas in the shadowy parts and stuff like that. But yeah, again, this is kind of an issue where the model or rather the lighting that I have set up here is kind of blowing out a lot of the subtle stuff going on, but we can address that by taking a photo. I'll take a photo and post it on my Instagram. My Instagram, I'm sure you can find it. It's in my about page. It's funny though, because like I said, this is a model that you can put beside the Maschinen Kriegerr kit, but you kind of don't have to, and I might not even use it, but it is fun to paint, right? And yeah, I think that Maschinen Kriegerr models really kind of lend themselves to painting in a way that, like, a Gunpla kit, you don't have to paint it because it kind of looks, a lot of Gunpla kits, as you go through the grades, they look nice enough that you can just leave them that way. Maschinen Kriegerr definitely lends itself more to painting. This kit is simply, this model here was simply one color, right? And as a matter of fact, the MK44 Ammoknight itself is also just in a single color. And it looked cool like that, don't get me wrong, it looked cool. But yeah, you definitely would likely want to paint it to really bring out all the cool details. And you can get in there with it. You can get in there and really do weathering and stuff, as many people do with Maschinen Kriegerr. Okay. Hey, it's a raid, Exemplar. Thank you so much for the raid, Exemplar. How's it going? What were y'all doing on your stream? Hello, everyone. This is Empo. This is Epo Dempsey Roll here, aka Rio. And you are now watching Twitch.tv's #1 wholesome adjacent streamer. And presently we are painting this Maschinen Kriegerr pilot. This is a 1 in 20th scale figure that comes along with this kit here, which I don't have on me. It's disassembled, and we're going to be painting that as well. I have parts of it here, like that. But yeah, having fun with this. It's very different from, like, Gunpla, but it's fun. What were you all doing in your stream, Exemplar? And yeah, the way this null oil flows, I don't love the way it flows, but it should be good enough for this purpose. I applied some to the knee just now. Yeah, we're kind of very subtly guiding this null oil around. It doesn't flow in the way that you might think like a panel liner flows. I feel like the older inks that Games Workshop made, it would do that. This stuff does not do it in the same way. And it just takes a little getting used to, and it produces a different effect, which it's up to you. I just noticed that I was doing it a little off camera. Sorry, guys. yeah, the between this month and next month, I really want to just work on a bunch of different projects that I've kind of started but haven't stopped. I'm sure that many of you are in a similar situation. You probably have a couple of things that maybe you started but just, for one reason or another have yet to finish, and that's kind of what I want to do next month. All next month, if I can get all my ducks in a row, if I can actually sit down and focus and do that. That is the plan. That is the plan. And again, this is another advantage of this very long brush that I'm using, because it holds a lot of the paint, and thus I don't have to continually go back. But also you want to be careful of not applying too much. That's why we have another brush just handy. Sorry guys. To wick away the paint if need be. Bum, bum. Yeah, thank you so much everyone for hanging out with me today. As I said, you guys made a choice. There's so many people on twitch.tv who guys chose to hang out with me today. What an honor. Heavens knows why. Do you know I've only built 2 master grades in my entire Gunpla career, such as it is? Only 2 master grades. The ball, which I know Exemplar and many of you are familiar with the whole ball ordeal, the ball situation. And then on Christmas, my brother gifted me the Master Grade Verka crossbone, and so I built that, and I want to paint it, so that's why it's, again, much like a bunch of other kits in my possession, just in a incomplete state, not quite finished, just a basic build. I have a number of kits like that. And Jose is here. How's it going, Jose? How are you doing today? We're just painting this man's over here, as you can see. This spaceman looking dude. And it's going pretty okay. Hope you're doing well, Jose. Got that dancing Jose. Got that dancing Mochi. A little strong. Not much. On my way home. On my way. Nice. Did you guys see this Gundam thing? It's called Gundam Build Metaverse. Did you guys see this shit? It's like, I don't know if it's a VR world or a metaverse world thing, but it's like you can build a model kit and then scan it in. There's like this proprietary platform thing, and you use your phone as well. You scan it in, and then you can view the very same kit that you built digitally in the world of the Gundam metaverse or something like that. And because it's in VR, you can see it to the proper scale of what it should be as a big ass thing. I can't wait to break it. Yeah, It'll be interesting to see how far you can go with it, right? Because in the example that they had shown, it was like someone made, you know, this kit, and then they colored it differently, right? So, you know, that's not too big of a leap in logic or technology. I think that, like, as far as scanning the figure in and then having like the different kind of color scheme show up, that doesn't sound too unusual and out of the realm of possibility. But it's like what if you were to like do plot plates? Would it know and show like your plot plating? You know, those are the questions that I have. Or custom decals and stuff like that. Or what if I chopped off and put a different arm on my model kit, different than the one straight out the box? Will it know that? Will it represent that? Purple Wing Zero custom? Yeah, it showed some kind of custom, right? Yeah. It had wings. I mean, that's cool. That was pretty neat, but I wonder how far it can go, right? And will you be able to battle them? And will the quality of your build affect the strength of your model? Depending on how strong it is. Will it then become powerful? Okay, yes. Making that difference, we're just kind of bringing out those, kind of like a bit of a separation between the two. Yeah, Viper, haven't seen any switched parts to that detail. It's gonna be interesting to see how it goes later this year. Yeah, and as far as I know, it's simply just for looking at your models in the world. It's not like gonna be used for a game or anything. Because, I mean, that would have been cool, right? Yeah, that's looking nicer now that we're getting a little bit of that separation. Got some ink on my hand, awesome. Yeah, all this, we need to kind of do a bit of lining to it. Boom, 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 boom. The crack. The cheeks. Them cheeks. I feel like, there's some detail here that I feel like it needs to be painted in some other way, but I don't know, we'll see. Because really right now it's just like a two-tone thing going on, and we should probably introduce some other colors, just a little bit, a little variety. Winter Gunpla, how's it going, Winter Gunpla? How are you today? First time chatter, what are you up to? Hope you're doing well. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I feel like I need to paint something else here. Some other color, but we'll figure it out. That's one of those things where I might just look at it later and make a call. But yeah, hope you're doing well. We might have to go back and kind of fix some of these areas, but we'll leave it for now. Nothing much. Just enjoying my day off, thinking about streaming again tonight. Oh, nice. Zeong! What are we talking about, Jose? What's going on? Why are we screaming out Zeong? All of a sudden. Okay, so we've got this off-white color on the head. We probably should add a bit more white to it now. And I'm still looking for that frickin' gloss paint. Because I have this medium, a gloss medium, which would help. But I don't see it presently. It's definitely somewhere. Give me a second here, guys. Oh, you got the winter, you got the Neo Zeong, Jose. You did. I saw that. Congratulations. It's like you're adopting a baby boy at that point. It's like you're adopting a child. It's that large. Congratulations to you on your new baby boy. Frickin' huge. It's like getting it's like a My Buddy. It's like this old toy called My Buddy. Congrats, Joe. Congrats on the baby boy. Yes. That's gonna be a fun build. Sold out in 2 minutes or less. Holy shit. You got that F5 button on lock. You got it. Frame perfect, Jose. RIP display space. Yeah. Have you already looked into where you're going to be putting your new baby boy? 2 minutes or less, though. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. This is what the thing I was looking for. Gloss medium. It's simply just the medium of paint, right? There's no pigment in here. But it is semi-gloss or medium brilliant. And we're going to use this to kind of create like a glossy helmet. You're being congratulated. Wait, no, not Joe. Jose. Jose. Yes. Oh my god, I'm getting screwed up by the purple names. Jose. Yes. Both of you guys are purple. Unless, did you both get the baby boy together? Are you both joint custody of this new bundle of joy? Jose, I'm Joe. Who's Joe? Who's Joe? Who's Jose? And then you guys use each other's emotes, and then it is even more confusion. But I love it. I love it. I love the chaos. Embrace the chaos. It's just how it be. Happy Thursday, everyone. That was a random thing to say, but yes, have a happy Thursday. I'm gonna thin this down quite a bit, because it's kind of like a glaze at this point. Getting a lot of bubbles. So we're gonna have to be careful to kind of push out the bubbles. And yeah, we've got the helmet here. And I wanted the helmet to be like kind of glossy. We'll see how this turns out. If it looks like booty booty butt cheeks, we'll just get rid of it. Oh my god, look at all these faces. That's why I was like, wait, what? I'm Joe. Who's Joe? Who's Joe? Who's Jose? Utter chaos. Either way, someone's getting this Neo Zeong. One thing that I'm very careful about with this stuff is kind of need to let it dry too, because as you apply it, it's already kind of in the process of drying. So I don't want to push it around too much. But because I'm getting some bubbles, I kind of need to push it around. So it's a little weird, a little awkward, not gonna lie. Figure it out somehow. You know what? I should have added a wee bit of the... How's... Ben! Ben now? Oh god, I'm confused. Ben 10? Ben 10 was a little after my time. We'll let that dry, and then we'll add another layer. We'll also... I think I'll add a bit of acrylic retarder to this. But we'll have that just on standby, because we just gotta let that dry for now. Let's take a look at our rabbit pals. What happened to them? Oh, here they are. Here they are. Ta-da! We'll have to paint the eyes. Pretty cute. These are very small, even by comparison to like a human-sized Dungeons and Dragon figure. They're quite small. And then if you compare a human-sized Dungeons and Dragon figure to like a Warhammer human, that they're even smaller. So yeah, it's we went from a very small scale with those rabbits to quite a large scale with this. And one thing that I want to do is also work in some weathering powder to some of the cloth and everything to kind of just get that variation. Maybe I'll use some pastels, but that'll have to wait. We'll also look at the face again. We can make some adjustments to the face. I feel like the face is okay. It's fine for now, but we might have to take another look at it. Yeah, this guy, at this point in time, we can actually just kind of put him down. Put him down. We can just leave this alone. And then we can actually start working on the Maschinen Kriegerr kit itself. Now, this is a part of it, as you can see. And we've got this weathered, textured look, which is something that I had worked on previously. But all of this here is like a interior detail. All of this is like yeah, this stuff isn't really shown once you put all the stuff on it, and I'm thinking about making this metallic or brassy, yeah, like a brassy look, and then this we can color. The idea is that I want this interior to be a little cleaner looking than the exterior, just to have that contrast. That is the idea, at least. But yeah, that's kind of what we've got going for ourselves so far.